Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 3 of Peaky Blinders. I apologize in advance for using the word season and not the word series, it's just easier for me to say. Before we get to the review, I do want to tell you that I did get that TARDIS tattoo I was talking about, and I got some footage around it, so let me know in the comments if you want to see a video about that. Peaky Blinders is a crime drama that tells the stories of the Peaky Blinders, a gang operating in Birmingham around the 1920s. Though they certainly don't feel like a gang. Maybe they did in Season 1, but now they're the Shelby Company. They're this organization of gangsters, led by none other than Tommy Shelby. If you watched my Season 1 and 2 review for this show, you know that I absolutely loved it, and I was looking forward to Season 3 because I wanted to know what happens, but also because I just wanted more of this show. Season 3 delivers on both of those things, however, it is very different from Seasons 1 and 2. First of all, there is no setup and no introductions. The show assumes that you remember who everybody is, and generally what happened up until now. If you don't, some of the things that happened in this season might have less of an impact on you. Okay, so let's run through the things that were always awesome about this show and still are. The show looks fantastic. Anything from the cinematography to the sets and costumes, it never feels like a bunch of actors and actresses that had to dress up for a role. It all looks and feels real. The performances in this season, just like other seasons, are nothing short of incredible. The best part of the season for me was Arthur's character, but Tommy and the rest, everyone in the show does an incredible job. Also, just like in the other seasons, the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this season is, yes, thank you. Yes. The combination of modern rock music and the post-war setting of the show just works and makes everything feel a little bit strange, and I loved it. Season 3 is a much darker season from a personal perspective. Tommy is still very much the main character, but up until now, the show was about him and the Peaky Blinders in general. This time around, obviously there's still an overall story about a robbery and some deals that are being made around that robbery, and some of those deals go right and some of them go wrong, but from the personal viewpoint of Michael, John, Tommy, Arthur, and Polly, the story goes much deeper this time. So there's this sort of balance, because this season is considerably less violent than Seasons 1 and 2. There's still violence, don't you worry about that, but it's not a huge part of the story. So there's less physical darkness and more personal, psychological darkness. Speaking of inner darkness, Arthur's character just blew me away in this season. The performance is amazing, but also just the story and the process that this character goes through. It's really incredible how far this show takes a character over the span of just 6 episodes. It's tough to try to compare this season to Season 2, but if I had to point out some things that I didn't like as much, it would be that Season 2 had more memorable moments and a more memorable villain. Because Season 3 focuses on inner struggles that some of these characters have, we don't have a very fleshed out villain like we did in Season 2. But I can't really say that as a negative thing, you know, because the story is different, it's evolved. Peaky Blinders is still the same slow burn, awesomely stylish crime drama that it was up until this point. It just shifted its focus a little bit to look deeper into some of the characters. I think it's great when not all seasons of a show follow the same sort of pattern. Bottom line, should you watch it? This is a lighter, by the way. Pretty simple. If you liked anything about this show up until now, I'm pretty sure you'll love Season 3. It's a bit slower than Seasons 1 and 2, but it is still completely worth it. This show is very good at making you care about these murdering psychopaths, so you want to learn more about them. If you haven't checked out this show at all yet, I would say it will be time well invested. This goes into the Binge Watchers Certified Awesome. Yes. What about you? Have you watched Season 3 of Peaky Blinders? What do you think about it? How does it compare to the other seasons? Who's your favorite Peaky Blinder? And do you agree that this season is a little bit different from Seasons 1 and 2? If you're going to be talking about spoilers, please use spoiler tags in your comments, and remember, you can go to bingewatchers.space/vote and vote on what gets reviewed next on this channel. And if you're finding Binge Watchers for the first time, welcome! I'd like to invite you to join the Binge Watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. But in any case, keep binging, and I will see you next time.